Hello everybody and welcome to Fantasy Football by Ben. I hope you're all having a great day. Today, I'll be talking about my 5 bold predictions for Week 8, and I'll be reflecting on my bold predictions from Week 7. So first, we'll start off with a reflection. So, last week, my first bold prediction was that Justin Herbert would finish as the top 5 QB, and he did. I also predicted that he would throw for 350 passing yards, run for over 20 yards for the first time this year, and throw 4 passing touchdowns. He didn't throw 4 passing touchdowns. He threw 3. He ran for 1. He ran for over 20 yards for the first time this year, and he threw for 347 yards. But my bold prediction was that he was going to finish the top 5 QB, and he did. Second bold prediction, I made the prediction that running back DeAndre Swift from the Lions would finish back-to-back weeks of 20-plus fantasy points, half PPR. And he didn't do that. He was close, but he didn't do it nonetheless, so my prediction was wrong. My next prediction, I had Michael Thomas, wide receiver, finishing as the top receiver this week in fantasy. Michael Thomas didn't play, so that one didn't come true. My fourth prediction was my tight end prediction, and I had Tyler Higbee finishing as the top 5 tight end. Tyler Higbee didn't play either, so that one also didn't come true. My fifth prediction, which was the Eagles' defense finishing as the top scoring defense, also did not come true. They weren't even in the top 5. But they did score 9 points, and it was a solid defense this week if you played them. Let's get into my bold predictions for Week 8. So, starting on my quarterback prediction, I have Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has thrown 45 pass attempts per game, on average. The lowest amount of pass attempts he's thrown in a game is 30. My bold prediction is that Joe Burrow will finish as a top 5 QB this week. They're going up against the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans defense against QBs has not been good. The last 2 games they've played against Deshaun Watson, who threw for 335 and 4 touchdowns, and Ben Roethlisberger, who threw for 270, but he threw for 2 touchdowns. And also, that game was close, and the Steelers were running the ball most of the second half because they're up the whole game, basically. And so, I think that since the Bengals are going to be playing from behind, it's going to be a lot closer of a game than it was early on for that Pittsburgh game. And Ben Roethlisberger still threw 49 passes, so 49 passes is a lot, but that's pretty much Joe Burrow's average. And so I think Joe Burrow will finish the top 5 QB this week. The Titans have just not been able to stop the pass, and I think that Joe Burrow, with how great he looked last week, could look even better this week. That's why I have him as a bold prediction to be a top 5 QB this week. For my second bold prediction, the running backs, I'll be doing 2 running backs. I'm going to be doing Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. They're going up against the Giants, and the Giants have been awful against the run this year. And I expect the Buccaneers to be up by a lot of points, and so that typically means you're going to hand the ball off. And I expect Ronald Jones to have a really big week, and he had 13 carries last week and only averaged 2.6 yards per carry when everybody was all hyped over him because he had 3 straight games of over 100 yards. But I do believe that he is their goal line back, and that will give him value, where I think he could finish in the top 10. Leonard Fournette last week had 11 carries for 50 yards, which is a 4.5 yard per carry, and he caught 6 passes. He had more points than Ronald Jones last week, and Ronald Jones had a rushing touchdown. I believe that both of these running backs could finish in the top 10, and that is my bold prediction. Both of these running backs will finish in the top 10. Ronald Jones is definitely more volatile than Leonard Fournette going forward, I think, because Fournette is the receiving back, and that does help him. But Ronald Jones has been in on the goal line, and in the last 2 games he's had 3 touchdowns, so Ronald Jones looks like a good start, and so does Leonard Fournette, and I think they both have a high chance of finishing in the top 10 because the Giants just do not look good on defense. For my third bold prediction, this one's kind of piggybacking off of the Joe Burrow. I have AJ Green will have 3 big games in a row. The last 2 games, Green has seen 11 and 13 targets. With how many times Joe Burrow is throwing the ball, it wouldn't surprise me if AJ Green goes off for another big game. Going up against the Titans, who give up the 4th most fantasy points to outside wide receivers, when we just saw Deontay Johnson caught 9 passes for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns against, this defense just didn't look good last week against somebody like Deontay Johnson. And I think AJ Green's just bound to have another big week. And he's going to get targets. So whether he uses those targets or not, I don't know. But I think he's gonna get targets and he's going to catch the ball. I have him finishing as a top 10 wide receiver this week. And that's my bold prediction. Top 10 wide receiver. Okay. For my fourth bold prediction, hear me out. This one most people probably will not agree with, and this is probably why it's bold. Dalton Schultz. I have Dalton Schultz finishing as a top 5 tight end this week. He's going up against the Eagles. He's got his 3rd string QB. Dalton Schultz has been a very good safety valve for Andy Dalton and Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott liked throwing to him. Andy Dalton, not really, but he only played 2 games with Andy Dalton. And Andy Dalton got hurt in the second quarter, And so we really don't know what this new quarterback's going to be like. But Dalton Schultz is playing on 80% of the snaps, or he did last week and the week before that and the week before that. And so he's on the field, so I expect him to get targets at some point. And the Eagles are the 3rd worst defense against the tight end this year. So this could be a really big week for Dalton Schultz, and he's my bold prediction. I really like Dalton Schultz this week, but I understand if you don't like this prediction because, yes, Dalton Schultz, there is some downside. He's playing with a 3rd string QB, possibly if Dalton doesn't go. But I think he has a pretty good chance of finishing as a top 5 tight end this week because he is going to get targets. And if Cooper's being covered by Darius Slay and CeeDee Lamb only had 1 touch last week and Michael Gallup didn't really do too much, I think this could be a big Dalton Schultz week. And I wouldn't be predicting this if I didn't think it could come true. It is bold, yes, but I do think it could come true. That's why I'm predicting it. I'm sticking to it. Dalton Schultz, top 5 tight end this week. For my number 5 prediction, my defensive prediction, I have 2 defenses. Both defenses are top 5 in the league, but they are playing each other. I have the Ravens and the Steelers, both being top 5 defenses this week again. They're playing each other. The Ravens' offense has not looked very good. Mark Ingram might not play. Steelers have been amazing against the run, and Lamar has just not looked good. Steelers' offense has been good, but the Ravens' defense is so good. So good. They have no weakness on defense, and it really shows. The Ravens they've been a very, very good, reliable defense this year, and I think they're even top 3 right now in fantasy points. And I expect them to do that again this week, and also the Steelers to be a top 5 defense. I don't think this game is going to be a very high-scoring game, and also both of these defenses are so good that I kind of expect it not to be a high-scoring game. That is my defensive bold prediction for Week 8. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you get notifications whenever I post. Comment down below any questions, any concerns. You can talk to me down there. I'll answer. Thank you. Have a great day. Peace.